Dads don't have the best reputation in our culture. I'm pretty amazed that even when I'm reading children's books to my little children, how often the father comes across as a buffoon, as somebody who doesn't have a clue about anything. So you can hear, whether it's from children's books or all the way up to some high-sounding comments in universities about problems with the patriarchy. Can we really trust what fathers have to say? And some of that concern is legitimate in the ways that historically men have wielded power in their families and in society for their own benefit, but not for the good of others. But the Bible shows us a far better way that we see in places like Ephesians 5, where the father, the husband, lays down his life for his wife, as Christ laid down his life for the church. So what the patriarchy really looks like in terms of the biblical understanding is sacrifice, authority that comes through wielding power for other people's benefit, to be able to benefit the entire community. And you should be encouraged by what this looks like. Many years ago, I was reading something from the sociologist Bradford Wilcox at the University of Virginia. It was very confusing. It was confusing because he talked about a group called nominal evangelicals. I thought, well, that's confusing. What's a nominal evangelical? Well, think of somebody who maybe has a background in a more conservative denomination, and yet they don't attend church. They're not involved in the life of the community. They don't live out their faith in ways that would be visible to others. And what he showed with that is that many of the worst things that we associate with patriarchy, things like physical abuse, things like alcoholism, they run rampant in that community. I was very confused about this concept of nominal evangelical, but not surprised that when we're not committed to walking in discipleship with God, that the power of the gospel is not evident in our lives. But here's the encouragement. I promised some encouragement. And that's what he called the soft patriarch. The soft patriarch. And he said, when you look at all these different outcomes, these are the men that you want to be around. These are the role models, the men who wield that power for the sake of others. They're the least likely to abuse their wives or their children. They're the least likely to be addicted to alcohol and all the different bad effects that come from that. They're soft patriarchs because they lead with authority. There's no confusion about who is guiding and directing and taking responsibility for the home. But at the same time, they are affectionate. At the same time, they are accessible. They're emotionally engaged with their children, perhaps in ways that previous generations were not. These are role models in our churches and in our communities. And I think it's something that all of us can aspire to do as men, as husbands, and fathers in following the biblical example. So, yes, there's many messages that you hear today about why you can't trust fathers. But the Bible shows us a better way that sociology reaffirms as having positive effects in our culture.